April 5th, 2003, Talladega Superspeedway.
Now for the most famous words in motorsports, please welcome 1989 Daytona 500 winner and the author of Boogity, 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 Dale Ripka.
All right, folks, I know what you're thinking, but we can't say that right now, but I want you to help me. On my count, 3, 1, 2, gentlemen, start your engines!
Dale Earnhardt Jr. arrived at Talladega with something to prove and someone to honor. Behind the wheel of the number 8 Tribute Concert Foundation Chevrolet, a special paint scheme dedicated to his late father, Jr. was ready to keep the Earnhardt legacy alive at one of the family's most dominant tracks. Joe Nemechek, Front Row Joe, started from the pole and led the opening 14 laps. But on lap 10, Talladega showed its teeth. 18 cars collided in turn 4 in a massive pileup. Kasey Kahne, Stacy Compton, Johnny Sauter, Scott Riggs, and a dozen others were caught up in the chaos. Some limped away damaged, others were done for the day. 9 laps of cleanup followed as the carnage was cleared. When racing resumed, Nemechek continued to lead. Brief challenges came from Jason Schuler, Brad Teague, and Kerry Earnhardt, Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s brother, who each led a single lap. Ron Hornaday Jr. took the lead for 5 laps before Nemechek reclaimed the top spot. Then came lap 58. Dale Earnhardt Jr. made his move. He drove to the front and never looked back. For the next 60 laps, every single lap, from 58 to 117, Jr. was untouchable. Joe Nemechek stayed close in second, but he had no answer for the number 8 Tribute Concert Chevrolet. Debris cautions on lap 40 and lap 58 briefly slowed the field, but Dale Jr. restarted flawlessly every time. On lap 111, Chase Montgomery spun into the tri-oval with just 6 laps to go. Then, on lap 116, Ashton Lewis stalled in turn 4, bringing out the final caution. The race ended under yellow. Dale Earnhardt Jr. took the checker flag, his 17th career Busch Series victory. Joe Nemechek finished second. Hmiel, who started 25th after an engine change penalty, charged all the way up to 3rd. Ron Hornaday Jr. and Mike Bliss rounded out the top 5. But the story wasn't over. The very next day, Dale Jr. won the Cup Series race at Talladega, his 4th straight Cup Series victory at the track. He became the first driver in the modern era to sweep a Busch Series and Cup Series weekend at Talladega. Talladega was Dale Sr.'s house, and on this weekend, his son made it clear it still belonged to the Earnhardts. 60 laps, led every single one, honor your father's memory, dominate the track he owned, then come back the next day and do it again. That's not luck, that's legacy, that's preparation, meeting an opportunity and refusing to let go. Dale Jr. didn't just win a race that weekend, he carried a name, a number, and a mission, and he delivered. When you're racing for something bigger than yourself, when the weight of history is on your shoulders, when the entire sport is watching, you rise, you lead, you finish. That's what champions do. That's what the Earnhardts do. Admittedly, I was not interested in this car for a long time. I saw it on eBay many times, but I just didn't really care for it. But when I got it and I saw the pearl white, and I really got a closer look at the paint scheme, that guitar running across the side from the front to the back, it is actually a very beautiful car. And I didn't realize it was a part of the 2003 Aaron's 499 Aaron's Weekend sweep, which makes it even more special. And also considering the concert and the tribute, that's just an extra cherry on top of how underrated I think this car is actually. A hidden gem in my opinion for a good deal. Now let's take a closer look. You see that E guitar on the front, on the hood is really cool. And some dirt and grill tape along the bottom of the grill. Along the left-hand side, we get a closer look at that guitar detail, which is really incredible. It runs across the left-hand side and the right side. See the neck of the guitar, fairly clean on the left side, as he was out front most of the day. But on the rear, a little different story. A lot of dirt and buildup on the bumper, On the right hand side, you see another look at the neck of the guitar from the rear all the way up to the front. We see the bottom part of the guitar. It's a very cool design, very simple, but very effective. This car was raced and produced in 2003 by Action Racing Collectibles. This is an elite diecast in the standard finish. The production quantity on this car is 1,008, and the DIN on this specific car is 687. And this car is purchased from eBay. Again, this is a very underrated paint scheme, and in person, you see that pearl white is very beautiful in person. This car is not that expensive on eBay. I think I got it for less than $100. I could be totally wrong. But it's definitely a car that I waited up until the very last minute to get. I kind of got it reluctantly because the price wasn't so bad. But when I got it, oh man, I was very impressed, and I'm very happy to have this car. It's really beautiful, and I highly recommend it, especially given the weekend sweep. He won the 2003 Aaron's 499 the next day in that iconic 8 Chevrolet that has all the Barabon on the front. It's definitely a cool pair. As always, I appreciate you guys' support. Take care of yourselves. Be good to each other. Have a great day.